Guys, Akshay here, and today I'll be showing you guys how to simulate the universe in Adobe After Effects CS6. You can also use CS5 or CS4, all of them will work, and this tutorial will be slower than minute physics, so hopefully you can understand how to do it. So first off, click on the link in the description of the cosmic microwave background image, and what you want to do is save that to your desktop. So right click, save image as, click on desktop and click save. Now I've already saved it, so I really don't need to do that again. Find your image and drag it into the project. Now once you've done that, there is an icon right here which says create a new composition. Just drag the JPEG onto that icon and it should create a new composition called CMBR. Now let me maximize my screen really quickly. Okay, what you want to do is right click and pre-compose it. So click pre-compose, now click OK, and that should create a new composition. Double click that, it opens that up. Click on the JPEG and move your mouse to effects and presets and search for levels. Now double click levels and it should load the levels. Drag your first pointer until it starts getting darker. Right at the beginning of the hill is fine. Now if you don't see the third pointer, drag that to the right and you can see it, and also drag that until the hill starts coming up, forming again. Now go into your main composition and right click, go to new and go to solid, or you can go to layer, new, and solid, or you can use the keyboard shortcut Control Y. So we'll just use that and just press OK, but before that make sure you change the color to white and click OK. Now press enter and change the name to particles. Now go back to effects and presets and search for particle. Double click on particle playground and this should load the particle playground plugin. Now if you play it, you can see that there is a cannon of particles. Now we don't want this, so click on cannon and extend that and turn down particles per second all the way down to 0. And now we won't have any more particles. So close up cannon and open up grid, and since this is a 500 by 500 image, change the width and height to 500 by 500, and for particles across and particles down, type in 40 by 40. And there are the particles. But if you play, you can see that all the particles start falling down and it becomes a line of red. But this is because it creates 40 particles every second at the same location, and since they're falling, it makes a line. So we need to keyframe it, so click on the timers. Now click on particles and click U so you can see the keyframes. Now press page down and that will take you to the next frame. And now turn particles across and particle down all the way down to 0, so it creates no new particles after the next frame. And now if you play it, as you can see, they start falling down. So we don't really want that type of gravity. So open up gravity and change the force to 0. Whoops. Just click and change it to 0. And now the particles won't move. And open up repel. Since we need them to attract, we need a negative value. So change the force to negative 0.1. And if you play it, they're still not moving. And that's because the force radius is too low. So go ahead and click on that and change it to 50. And if you play it now, you can see that they are attracting, but it's all symmetrical. And we don't want it to be symmetrical, we want it to attract by density. So let us hide the CMBR image and click Ctrl Y for a new solid and click OK. Now drag this solid behind particles. Now let's change the particle colors to black instead of red. So under grid, click on the red and drag down until it becomes black and click OK. And now the particles are black. Now we want to change the colors up a bit. So go under persistent property mapper and use layer map, change that to the CMBR comp 1 and map red to opacity. And there we go. Now we should have a slight variation in color with the dots or the particles. But if you play it, it's still symmetrical and they all have equal force, which is still not what we want. So now what you want to do is under repel, open up repeller, and for the selection map, change it from none to the CMBR comp 1, the JPEG pre-composition that we made. And now if you play it, there we go. They are attracting by density. So the particles that have high density attract more than the particles that don't have a lot of density. Okay, so we finished that, but now we need to make it look better. So first, under the persistent property mapper, go ahead and change the max to 0.15. Now this will dim the particles so you can't see them a lot. Now we need to create a new composition. So drag the CMBR composition onto the icon for create a new composition, and this will create a new composition, CMBR2. Now just rename this CMBR with color so you know which one has color and which one doesn't. And go ahead, right click, new, and we need an adjustment layer. Now for the adjustment layer, go ahead back to the effects and presets and search for levels again. And with the levels, we are going to make the dots more visible and more darker. So as we did before, just play around with it and make it dark. After you've done that, go ahead back to effects and presets and search for colorama and double click that, and it should look really bright with a red background. Open up output cycle, and for use preset palettes, change it from none to negative. Alright, so now as you can see, the background is black and the particles are white. So click in the circle and change it to orange at the top, and at the bottom left change it to purple. So this should make the hot particles orange and the cold particles purplish. Now play around with this until you think the settings are perfect, fine tune it to your own likings, and you can move on to the next step. Now once you're done playing with it, we need to add one more effects. So go ahead and search for fast blur. Double click it, and it should add to your effect controls. Now change the blurriness to 1, and this will just make things smoother. And now let's play it, and there we have it, our simulation of the universe in After Effects. Now I still don't think the color is right, so I'm just going to be playing with it some more until I think I like it. Alright, I think the color is pretty good now. So if you want to export this to like YouTube or for example, go to File, Export, and Add to Render Queue. Now you don't want this file to be like 2 gigabytes, so just click on the little arrow that points down next to lossless and change it to H.264 and output to, click not yet specified and click wherever you want to save it. I'm going to save it to the desktop and click save, and then click render. This should take a few seconds depending on the speed of your computer, and it should be done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go on my second monitor and drag it over here and open it up, and let's see how this turned out to be. Now it might lag for the first second or so, and there we go. It looks pretty cool. Well, that was the tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It took a while. It was actually really hard to follow Minute Physics tutorial because he went really fast, so I decided to make this for the people who had trouble. Anyways, yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys later. But one last thing, if you guys want to download this project file, I will have a link in the description also, and yeah, that's it. So see you guys later.